for a franchise that has often struggled for consistent success in its history. What the Minnesota Timberwolves are doing right now is something truly significant. After reaching the Western Conference Finals last season for the first time in 2 decades, they made a move in the offseason that was widely questioned, even controversial, trading away a cornerstone player in Karl Anthony Towns. And now, defying expectations, the Timberwolves are right back in the Western Conference Finals. The Wolves secured their spot by closing out the Golden State Warriors in Game 5 of their series, winning 121-110 on Wednesday night. It was a dominant performance that finished off the series with 4 straight wins after dropping Game 1 at home. Now, it's important to acknowledge the context of this series win. The Golden State Warriors team the Timberwolves faced was, as one report put it, critically hobbled. Their superstar Stephen Curry went down with a hamstring strain early in the series, severely limiting the Warriors' offensive firepower and overall effectiveness. And heading into Game 5, Jimmy Butler, another key player for Golden State, was reportedly battling an illness. Without the full strength of Curry, the Warriors' offense became much simpler to defend, and they struggled to even break 100 points in the first 3 games against a tough Timberwolves defense. So, yes, the luster of beating a Warriors team missing its best player fades a bit when you add that context. However, it would also be unfair to simply disregard this entire playoff run or the series win. Good teams are supposed to beat the teams in front of them, regardless of circumstance. And since finding a groove at the start of March, the Timberwolves have played like a very good team. They finished the regular season winning 17 of their final 21 games. And they've now won 8 of their first 10 playoff games. That's not a fluke. They've clearly found something that works. And part of what's working is the performance of the players who stepped up. In Game 5 against the Warriors, it was a team effort. 5 Timberwolves players scored in double figures. But 2 players, acquired in significant roster changes, stood out. Julius Randle, one of the key rotation players the Timberwolves got in exchange for Karl Anthony Towns, had an impressive series and finished Game 5 with 29 points on efficient 13 of 18 shooting, along with 8 rebounds and 5 assists. His performance validated, in part, the controversial trade decision, and leading the way, as he has all season, was Anthony Edwards, who finished with 22 points and a playoff career-high 12 assists, showcasing not just his scoring ability but his growing playmaking. In Game 5, the Timberwolves took control early, grabbing a lead just 2.5 minutes into the first quarter and never giving it back, while the Warriors stayed within striking distance for part of the first half. A strong second-quarter run put Minnesota up double digits, and they were able to largely control the game from there. This current Timberwolves team, led by Anthony Edwards, features a supporting cast that perhaps fits better than last season's Twin Towers setup with Towns and Rudy Gobert. The controversial decision to move on from Towns, a cornerstone player, appears to have allowed other players to step into bigger roles and potentially created better team chemistry or tactical flexibility. For the Minnesota Timberwolves franchise, which has existed for 36 seasons and never reached the NBA Finals, making the Western Conference Finals is a significant achievement. Doing it back-to-back after a major roster change makes it even more so. This franchise has seen different eras: the Kevin Garnett era, the Kevin Love era, the Karl Anthony Towns era, each with their moments, but none culminating in a trip to the finals. Now, with Edwards at the helm, there is a renewed sense of hope and belief. Regardless of who they face next, whether it's the Oklahoma City Thunder or the Denver Nuggets, and regardless of how that series plays out, the Timberwolves have already proven something important this season. They've shown resilience, they've found an identity that works, and they have a young superstar in Anthony Edwards leading the way. Returning to the Western Conference Finals, especially after making such a controversial move and seeing players acquired in that move step up, validates the direction this front office has taken. It's a moment of pride and excitement for a franchise that has had more than its share of struggles. The Timberwolves are a team to be taken seriously. And for now, they have every reason to believe that what they're building is working. For the first time in franchise history, the Minnesota Timberwolves have reached the Western Conference Finals in consecutive seasons. They secured their spot by defeating the Golden State Warriors 4-1, closing out the series with a 121-110 victory in Game 5 on Wednesday night. The Timberwolves showcased their depth and recent surge in form, particularly with the standout play of forward Julius Randle, acquired in the offseason trade involving Karl Anthony Towns. Randle led the team in Game 5 with an impressive 29 points on efficient 13 of 18 shooting, adding 8 rebounds and 5 assists, capping off what has been described as a superb postseason performance. Star guard Anthony Edwards also stuffed the stat sheet with 22 points and a playoff career-high 12 assists, as 5 other Timberwolves players scored in double figures, including Rudy Gobert with 17 points. Minnesota controlled Game 5 from early on, taking a lead just 2.5 minutes into the first quarter and never looking back. They built a lead as large as 25 points in the third quarter, ultimately withstanding a late Warriors push. The Timberwolves' offense was clicking, setting franchise postseason records for field goal percentage at 62.8% and tallying 36 assists. While the Timberwolves' achievement of reaching back-to-back conference finals, following a 20-year drought, is significant, the series was heavily impacted by injuries to the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors, who had finished the season strong after trading for Jimmy Butler, lost superstar Stephen Curry to a strained left hamstring early in Game 1. Curry missed the remainder of the series, and his absence made the Warriors' offense significantly easier for the defensively stout Timberwolves to contain. Golden State failed to break 100 points in the first 3 games without their leading scorer. The Warriors were also reportedly dealing with Jimmy Butler battling an illness in the closeout game. Despite the context of their opponent's health, the Timberwolves' strong play since March, winning 17 of their final 21 regular season games and carrying that momentum into the playoffs, indicates they found something that works. They are now a team to be taken seriously as they await the winner of the Western Conference semifinals series between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. The Warriors, who had finished the season strong after trading for Jimmy Butler, lost superstar Stephen Curry to a strained left hamstring early in Game 1. Curry missed the remainder of the series, and his absence made the Warriors' offense significantly easier for the defensively stout Timberwolves to contain. Golden State failed to break 100 points in the first 3 games without their leading scorer. The Warriors were also reportedly dealing with Jimmy Butler battling an illness in the closeout game. Despite the context of their opponent's health, the Timberwolves' strong play since March, winning 17 of their final 21 regular season games and carrying that momentum into the playoffs, indicates they found something that works. They are now a team to be taken seriously as they await the winner of the Western Conference semifinals series between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets.